Hey!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Beyond the Body Count podcast. I'm Charles Chudabala.
I'm Jennifer Nangle.
And today we are going to be reviewing. Actually, we're not going to be reviewing. Well, we might be reviewing. We're going to be sharing our top 5 movies
That we've been in, that we've been a part of.
that we've been in. So I'm excited for this discussion today. I'm just got to, I love going down memory lane with you,
Mhm.
and I love uh, because we've done a lot of projects. Both
Yes.
together, both individually, and it's fun to go down the stories and like, oh my god, we did that, or oh my god. But when we talk about it together, you help me realize things I completely either forgot about or want to relive in a new way. And we actually got to do that this week on a podcast.
We did. Yes, we did. We were on George's podcast. We reminisced about Irrational Fear and I don't remember what else because this week is a blur.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, so before we get into this review, how are you doing? Let's check in.
I always say every day, numerous times a day, that I'm living the dream, but I don't know what dream I'm living in because honestly, it's felt like a month and we're only on day 2 of April. So here we go. I really need Mercury retrograde to be over. What about you, friend?
I'm living the dream. And like you, it's been moving so fast.
Yeah,
And
March, you blinked and it was over.
March, you blinked and it was over. It still feels like we're kind of somewhat in March with 1 foot in April, 1 foot in March. We just had the lunar eclipse, and I believe in all the energies and the cosmos and the energetic shifts, and we're going through a lot on this planet right now. So if you are feeling fatigue, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling like you are just exhausted, like your brain can't catch a break, like you're like in 2 days at a time, but you're stepping forward into another day. You're like, how is this week longer, but also feels short at the same time? You're not alone, everyone. You are not alone for yeah.
All of us.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I know it'll be like a whole nother podcast, like 2 hour long podcast if we start diving into the Venus of it all
Oh
and
my
the
God.
Pluto of it all. And I want to.
Crazy town, crazy town. I would love to dive into it too. But no, we're talking about indie horror films today. But can I also just point out how cute we are? Because we are matchy-matchy.
Oh my god. Not planned.
Not planned at all. No.
You look so cute, friend. You look so cute. You look gorgeous. You look beautiful. Like I have to compliment you on that lip shade too.
Thank
Because not
you.
only are we and that kind of burgundy red, oh my god.
Yeah, here we are. But
Yeah.
you are
And how did
final boying it out.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to Small Town Weirdo. We support queer-owned businesses like Small Town Weirdo, like Magic Oil
Magic Oil
Box.
Box.
Yes, proud to sport the merch. Shout out,
Yes.
go follow queer-owned businesses. And we didn't. I gotta say this again. I know that if you repeat things 2 times, people think you're lying, but we really didn't plan this.
We didn't plan this. No.
We-
No. Am I making it worse that I'm like agreeing and saying it too? Like it sounds like we really did plan this, but we didn't. We didn't.
But if I could break the fourth wall. Before we started recording the podcast, we did this because we're like, oh my god, you're wearing red too.
We're matchy-matchy.
We're matching. We're like, we're gonna start our podcast with this.
We're just such good actors that they didn't even know. We didn't have to tell on ourselves.
The excitement is genuine and ongoing. But oh my god, Frank, yeah, you everything, all of it. I'm loving the look today. You surprised me, and I was like, is this your reunion look?
This is my reunion number 14. Yes. Oh, sorry, that's Kyle Richards. My bad. But we're not talking about Housewives today.
No. You're clearly gonna be the anchor of this episode.
Keep reeling it back, reeling it
Thank you,
back.
because thank you. So yes, absolutely. Grateful for you. All right, bestie. Oh gosh, this is fun already. This is fun
Yes.
already. Um,
Yes.
yes. Oh, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. It's
Why haven't we
free.
done it already? It is.
And
It's free. And you can constantly see us, our cute faces, and our matchy-matchies when it's not planned. Yes.
absolutely. All right.
Hmm.
Should we get started then?
Let's get it.
All right. I'll let you do the honors. And is this going from 1 to 5 or
I
5
was
to 1?
I was doing 5 to 1.
All
But
right.
do you want me to say my 5 and then you say your 5, or do you want me to go through all of mine
Oh my
and you go
God.
through all of yours?
Oh my God. I'm feeling that. Okay. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like
Okay.
say them all and then we'll go down the line. How about that?
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
let's oh, say them all and then go down the
Oh
line?
wait. Did you want to? We got 2 producers on this.
I also have to break the fourth wall again too, because I like texted Charles this morning and I'm like, wait, were we gonna like rate our films that we're in from experience or from like the final
Joy.
product quality? And it was joy. And I
Joy.
knew deep in my soul, I knew it was joy, but I couldn't obviously fathom joy because it's been a month, hence 2 days in April. Yes.
Couldn't fathom the joy.
What joy anymore, you know? Every day is
Oh yeah, we're working it
joyous.
out, everyone, and on episode 12, everyone. So the podcast is definitely getting it's finding all the lanes, and we love it.
Every day is a new adventure. Yes. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
how
we'll
do you want
go
to
with
do
the
it?
first.
I'm just going to stop
So
talking.
you suggested we list each. You do yours first, right? And then I'll do mine first.
Or do you
Second.
want me to? Well, I meant, do you want me to say like what my number 5 is, and then what your number 5 is, and what my
Let's go.
number 4 is, and what
I
your
love
number
it.
4
Let's
is?
do
Okay.
it. Let's do this.
And then if we get into like a little conversation as to why, what, when, where, and how, we can do that.
All right. I love it.
Okay. So I haven't done like a lot of feature films. I went with all features. Well, kind of. I guess I cheated a little bit, but my number 5 super joyous film that I was a part of was 1031.
Oh.
My number
Oh.
5. And I think what makes the whole 1031 franchise is super, super special to me. But I think what makes the first one, well, and the second one, because I was kind of the face for the second one, but the first one, I don't know if many people know this, but I kind of talked my way into it. it
Oh.
was it was like the first year that I had launched Malvolia, and I kept hearing 1031, 1031, 1031, and I was like, how perfect. It's a horror anthology. Maybe they need a horror hostess. I'm just going to introduce myself to Rocky Gray, and everything's just going to fit into what needs to be fit into, and everything's going to be perfect. And by the time I touched base with Rocky, he had said, thanks, but no thanks, because they had already finished production and they were really done with everything. They just really didn't know what he could do with me. And then I want to say it was like a week or two later, he got back to me and he was like, you know what? Reconsidering, I'd love for you to, join us, do a little intro and a little outro. And yeah, I've been a part of it ever since. 4 films later, here we are.
And in animated form.
Oh, and
Now
animated
too.
form. He has brought me into animation Malvolia.
So
Yeah.
good. Legendary, iconic, friend. That is iconic.
It's so trippy to watch an animation with your voice attached to it while trying to be like Malvolia. It's very trippy and very weird, but also very fun and very cool. So yeah.
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 Very cool. And for those who don't know what 1031 is. It's an anthology. It's a horror anthology, scary stories put together. There are lots of and there's usually a spine. There's usually a through line in these in uh in some of the good better ones. There's a spine.
He just kind of like groups it together where it's just the intro outro and then all the films just kind of flow into one, but they all always have monsters to them, like a specific monster, which I appreciate and like
Yeah.
because it's called My Monster Movie Marathon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop myself. Like, do it.
You got to watch
Post
the
it
movie for
now.
all of that.
You got to
Movie
watch the
watch.
movie, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, and you can get a signed copy when you go see Jennifer Nangle at the conventions. And
Which, by the way, it has been announced that both Charles and I are going to be at the Hauntmare Expo. Hauntmare Expo? I said that right, yeah. In Fresno, California.
Fresno.
July or June? It's June.
It's June.
June 26th and 27th,
I
right?
think
27th,
so.
28th?
Wait, it might be July. Oh, because there's something else. There's something else.
Oh, there is something else in June. It's July. It's
It's
July.
July.
Wow. It's been a month, 2 days.
I told you.
July 26th and 27th. Yes,
Oh,
in
I'm
Fresno,
so
California.
excited. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
come out to Fresno, California, everyone. We
Yes.
would love to meet you and sign copies of 1031 and get your
Amongst
Malvolia shirt.
other films that we're going to talk about.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so what is your number 5?
My number 5 is a movie that was shot in Fresno, California, and it's
Gee, I
called
wonder what that is.
Blumhouse's The Gallows Act 2. Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah, that is my number 5. In again with so in terms of experience and fun and joy, it was cool to work on a Blumhouse movie, and it was cool to work in Fresno, where they were all about like supporting the filmmakers there. Everyone, I mean, it's still an indie film. And so there was a lot of local hires. We got to, I think, shoot in City Hall. Like, I think they might have even donated the location to them. I
Wow.
don't want to, overspeak, but that's what I heard. There was a lot of favors called in because that city was just let's just support. Let's all, the theater community came out and
Love
everyone
it.
was there to elevate this film, as well as the two filmmakers who from Tremendum Pictures, who are from Fresno, and they had just kind of elevated them. So I just felt like such a home vibe there. I got to shoot, for a couple days on that movie. A lot of my scenes were cut, but it's okay. So I still made the cut. I still got
Oh,
like
you
one
did.
scene in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, and
Mm-hmm.
and people were like, "Is that you?" So it was enough for people to be like, "Is that you?" I just wanted to be part of the Blumhouse universe, and I manifested that. I manifested that, and it's also. I was about to say, well, it's good.
I actually loved the film. I loved the second one more than I liked the first film. And also I am very spoiled. I got to go to the premiere with the other
You did
star.
in
Yes. And
Fresno.
it was just such a joy to be around such positive, kind, nice people. There were zero egos there.
Yeah.
Everybody was so happy to see one another. Everybody was so happy to support one another. It was a really lovely time. And even the girl that I was sitting next to, like, she complimented my dress. And then we started talking, and she's a makeup artist. And so it was just so easy and nice to talk to everybody. And like, I honestly cannot wait to go to Fresno and experience this again. But I loved the film. I loved it. I thought from the very beginning to the very end, chef's kiss. I enjoyed the story, the movement, the special effects. I thought the acting was fantastic. Gold star. Yes.
Awesome. Yes, you were at the premiere. Thank you for making the drive with me. It was so fun. It was a really good vibes all around. So yeah, go check out 1031, everyone, and the Gallows Act 2. Also, we'll be leaving links below in the description if you want to go find some of these films that we're mentioning here today. All right,
Yeah.
number 4.
All right, moving on to number 4. Mine is Transmission.
Oh my God! Yes! Oh, I did not expect you to say that.
No,
Okay.
no. Okay, yeah. So
No,
my
but I was going to bring it up today, but go on.
I figured because I did have such a blast during that film. So, originally when the audition notice went out and I read the audition sides, I was like, there's no way I could audition for this film nor be a part of this film. But you happened to get cast in it. And I was like, well, what's going on? And you really couldn't explain the film to me very much because it is kind of like all over the place. But you said that there was a horror host in the film. And I was like, I wonder if they cast it. So I reached out to one of the producers and I was like, hey, I know I said I didn't want to audition, but I hear there's a horror host. Can I audition for that? And I think they just gave me the role. And it was in the beginning of 2020 when we started filming this. I think you started filming it in 2019, but I
I did.
went during a day in I want to say February of 2020, and everybody was nice. Everybody was professional. The director, Michael Hurst, lovely, lovely creative. I would happily work with him or for him again, numerous times again. He's a very specific director. He's very organized and he is very precise, which I love. There was no messing around. It was just like bing, bang, boom. This is what I want. This is how I want to get it. And I shot my scenes fairly quickly. And there was a lot of talk about the COVID. And that was when everybody started to get a little rattled about it. And, you know, it wasn't like super here yet, but there was conversation about this sickness. And so we were like, oh my gosh, should we touch stuff? Like that's when it was very early stages, very murky. But yeah, we pulled through and I had a blast that day on set when I was there. So
Yeah, and you killed it in that role, by the way. And
I
again,
don't mean to
like,
keep bringing this up so you can stroke my ego, but
well, I already did it on Monday, like on
I
that
know.
podcast, and I'm gonna do it again because you are, and by the way, there's a lot of talent attached to this film. There's a lot of hardworking people came together and made this film. What it is? It's an indie film, and but it looks like a
So
million,
good.
like millions of dollar productions. And I got to see the screening, like when it screened like 3 years ago. You stole every scene that you were in. You lit up the screen
He's
in such a big
biased.
way. Well, I mean, you looked amazing, but what you brought. Okay, again, I'm not going to give anything away. You haven't seen the movie yet. It's coming
No.
out this summer, by the way. So go see it.
June
And
24th, VOD.
June 24th. Um, there's a piece in the movie that needs to be grounded in order for the movie to make sense. And that's all I'll say because I don't want to give the plot away. But you brought that. You glued. You anchored a lot of this movie. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yes.
Also, fun fact too, this is the first time I've ever played Malvolia where I didn't do my own makeup. The makeup artists did my makeup. And I was quite happy. And if I could afford them, I would bring them everywhere with me because I think I looked fantastic too. But yeah, yeah.
Oh, so good. Bravo, friend. Bravo. And
Thank
yes, I
you.
agree. Michael Hurst is a very precise director. I was very lucky I got to do the very first table read, in 2019. Because they cast the film but then they were also shooting really early in the film too. I think they might have either started already assembling parts of the movie and then I came in for a table read as well, and while the film was still kind of being cast, and there were still other parts kind of but it was not it was really cool to see this all come together and be part of like the early process because if you were to see this film, you would think, again, this is something that A20 and A24, they still consider themselves like an indie house. It's
So
like,
doesn't Blumhouse, don't they? I mean, come
yeah,
on.
I think, I mean, after Moonlight, after but I'm a huge fan of A24, and Transmission is could fit in their body of work, in their credits. So
Mm.
congratulations to you.
Thank you,
Uh,
friend. You too. You too. I can't wait to see it.
I cannot wait. I'm going to be rewatching it over and over again. I cannot wait. Okay, my number
What's your
five.
number 4? No, 4. You're 4.
4. Oh, dang. Okay. All right. My number 4 is Body Count. Is Body Count. Now, I want I wanted to put it higher on the list, but as you see my list, you'll understand why I couldn't put it at number 1, because
Uh-huh.
there's a number 1 that's equally as okay. Anyways, they're all kind of equal. I love them all.
Sure. I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you.
Go see Body Count, everyone. Jennifer Nangle produced, directed a lot of the
Charles
segments too.
Chudabala produced.
I produced it. Our feature film. It's still, it's going to be getting out there. Distribution in the works. Horror anthology. And what I love about it is it's a true anthology. And I had so much fun because I got to play so many different characters. To me, that's a true
Yes.
anthology. Something like American Horror Story is like the definition of, of if you can get your characters to be in a universe together. To me, that's more anthology.
Agreed. Agreed.
And
Yeah.
like, if you really want an anthology, you try to get everybody in the same universe, but tell different tales that come together. And this was masterfully done. The cut of the film, the way the stories are played next to each other. This movie was a long process to make this movie. There were segments that we shot that were easy breezy, and it was like, wow, that was easy. And there were segments that were like, dang, we got through that. How did we get
Oof.
through that? And then
Yep.
there were segments that were kind of in the middle. And everything that you can go through as an indie filmmaker, like in your school of life as an indie filmmaker, problem solving wise, Body Count was the masterclass of that. I got to do it with my best friend. And so, and we had family there, and yes, and family, like Paul was on the movie, Raina was on the movie. I mean,
Hunter. Yep.
Hunter was on the movie, and then friends and family that we met along the way. KJ Alfrey, I mean, is
Mm-hmm.
in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
A great cast. We had Christopher Brian Gomez, Mark Schaefer, one of my first industry friends, like, is in the movie. So it was awesome to just bring a lot of people along for the ride. It's so well done. This story is so good. And when Body Count comes out, go watch Body Count. Go see it. That's my number 4.
Yes. I definitely approve. I definitely approve. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any before we move on, wait a minute. Did you share your number 4? Your number 4 already? Yeah, you did. You did.
Transmission. Yep. Yep.
Transmission.
Yep.
Um Question for you about Body Count.
Mm.
Now that there's been some time away from Body Count, is there something about the filming of the movie and the experience that you maybe didn't appreciate before, but you maybe appreciate more now?
That everything will work out in the end. Regardless of how much pressure you put on yourself, how much pressure you don't put
Mm.
on yourself, how many times you get COVID when you're making a movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh my God. That's right.
whether you're having torrential downpour in one of your bedrooms of your 3-bedroom apartment, having a
That's right.
crisis, and you're supposed to film the next day, and then it gets pushed, and then you lose an actor that you really, really wanted and you really wanted to work with, but hey, you get another amazing actor that comes in and replaces that one actor. So I mean, everything works out in the end. Everything happens for a reason. But dang, that was an experience. That was an experience too that I thought we were just gonna go bing bang boom bang bing. 5 months of filming little segments, and then we'll just do the wraparound. We'll be done. Joke's on me. It took almost like a year.
It does always work out though.
It
I
does
think
always work
like
out.
when because the art and the story needs to be told and it will get told, but it really does show you what you're made of. Like it shows you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why it's like if you want to be a filmmaker, it's and a creative, you gotta truly, truly, truly love it. And also, yeah, you gotta love it. It's
You have
not
to
for the faint of
want it
heart.
and love it. Yeah. Yeah. And I highly recommend, making a feature with only a couple of locations. Don't, yeah, no more than like 3 locations, because other than that, it turns into an ultimate nightmare. Or if you can like shoot it all in like 2 weeks, that's great. That's different. But like Body Count had such big casts and different locations and different things for this and different things for that. I mean, so many moving pieces.
Mhm.
It was definitely a tough choice to make for the first feature I wanted to do, but it's okay. Makes you stronger, and yeah,
Yeah,
here we are. Yeah.
and you are stronger, and you've gone on to win awards, like even more awards, and for body count,
Yeah.
for body
Yeah.
count. And your talent is showing, and like your hard work like is paying off, and because I'm your bestie, I'm privy to certain information.
Oh.
And
Yes.
but I'm biting my tongue, and I can't share your good news until you share it with the world.
Which I won't share until I sign that contract, when and if that contract comes. Yes. Oh
Yeah,
God,
you
yes.
know, not during like an eclipse, a Mercury retrograde. Things are kind of
No.
supposed. Contracts are being presented right now, but we're not actually signing. And which I was almost forced to sign a contract yesterday, but it that's another story.
Wise decision. Wise
Wise
decision.
decision.
Yes.
Wow. All right, everyone. Well, we are already at the 27-minute mark.
Woo!
Before we get to that coveted number 3, Jennifer Nangel's number 3 movie, before she shares that with you, it's going to be a good one. Please take a second and just smash that like button and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed.
I
It's
was like, where are we
free.
going with this? It's
You got
free.
it's free, and it'll allow YouTube to push this into their beautiful algorithm and get
It
more
helps us
eyeballs.
tremendously. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, hey, we're a good time. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on the good times.
Yes. Don't miss out on the good times.
I mean, you could, click that bell and you will be notified every time we upload a video. We may be going live more often, so you might want to, join us there.
That's
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We need you to subscribe so we can go live.
But we need that. We need you. We need your number.
All right. All right.
All right. Speaking of numbers,
Yes.
I'll move to my number 3,
All right.
which is Lilith.
Oh my God.
Another horror anthology. But fun fact, Charles was the one that helped me get cast in that role. That I played Lilith in one of the segments. Yeah.
Okay, so how did I help you get in that? How?
You talked to Alex Wang about who I was, or you pitched me to him or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds like something I would do.
You were trying to get me into Lilith because originally it wasn't supposed to be a horror anthology. It was just like a short film,
Oh my
right?
God, that's right. Oh, well, there's a whole story about that. And there's an
Yeah.
entire story about how Lilith came to be. Um, I don't know if I'm the one to tell it, but
Or we're allowed to tell it. Yeah.
because there's, but it is some tea.
Woo!
It is piping hot. But I'm so glad it became bigger. You know, it created roles for all of us. You know,
Uh-huh.
and you were the one to play the caretaker. Sorry, I'll let you talk about it.
Yes, I was the one that got to play the caretaker with the one and only Vernon Wells.
Vernon Wells.
And that was such a lovely, wonderful experience working with him because I kept hearing, like, oh, you're working with Vernon Wells. Oh my gosh, do you know who Vernon Wells is? Oh my
Matt
gosh,
Max.
Mad Max, and that other movie he's in with Arnold
Transmission.
Schwarzenegger. No, he's also in Transition, yeah. But I was like, who's Vernon Wells? And everybody's like, Bennett. I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And then I met the one and only Vernon Wells, and we are still pals to this day. It was lovely to see him at V Neil's Vampire Weekend, give him a big hug, and chatted for a bit, and we had a really truly wonderful connection. When we were screening Lilith at one of the film festivals, I'm trying to remember which one it was off the top of my head, but I don't remember. His lovely wife had said such wonderful things to me about our performance together. And she was just like, you two have such beautiful chemistry, and you guys should really, act with one another again. And
I agree.
we did. We did one other time, but I think that movie got shelved, and I don't really know if I'm allowed to talk about it. But I would love to again do another movie with Vernon because I think it would just be great. That was just such a truly wonderful experience to work with such a veteran actor who doesn't, I think he considers himself a veteran actor, but he doesn't really act it like he's a veteran actor, if that makes sense. He's just so easygoing. And, at one point I, I was off doing makeup, and then I got pulled for makeup to like do a scene. And I remember, because I kind of have a photographic memory. So when I memorize stuff, I can kind of picture the writing of the scene in my head. And I was being directed, and I couldn't figure out where we were in the script. And I just looked at Vernon, and he just looked at me, and we just worked off of one another and just said the lines that were coming. And it just all seemed to make sense. And it was fun and easy. And, I got to kill him. And I got that dope special effects makeup too. So, oh my gosh,
It
this is
was.
so weird. I'm like reminiscing. I'm like thinking back and reminiscing
It's
about all of these
fun.
things.
It is. It
Yeah.
is so fun. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard you share retell that this way. You
Yeah,
know, you've
I don't think
talked
I
about this
have.
so many times. You know,
Mm-hmm.
working with him and kind of ping ponging with him, and it's trained, and but the way that you are reminiscing about it today is so different. It's
Yeah, it really is. I wonder if it's because I saw him recently too that just kind of brought it back. But that special effects makeup was so awesome. And I couldn't get it off. It was like glued to my skin
yeah.
because we were rushing out. It was like one of the last things we shot. And I had blood all over me and this oil paint and stuff. And then Alex was like, we gotta go for dinner. We gotta go to Korean barbecue. And I'm trying to get the makeup off, and I couldn't. It was just like stuck on me. And so I think I was gray when I went for dinner, but still it was great.
It's you really, I mean, as an actor, what you got to do in that scene, and this was your segment. This was like
Yeah.
this was um yeah, your I guess yeah, your segment of the anthology, your story. And I mean, you owned it. You owned it. Your presence. And both of you, it relied on both of you to own your space in that presence. But what you also did is you transformed. There were levels to your performance because you had to tell an arc. Like, there's a transformation you go through, and you had to do it in what, 17 minutes, or what, however long the segment was. Like, we're traveling with you. You know,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is his character is he's where he is but we only know where he is because of the things that you say it, how you respond to him. We're like, oh, is what's going on with this man? Oh, something's not right with this. What is going? Because we're watching you, like you are you're taking us through it. But not only are you taking the audience through it, but you're also you're
I gotta
gonna
do that switch. Yeah.
throw us at the same
Mm-hmm.
time
Mm-hmm.
because you're the Lilith. You're also the Lilith in the segment. So it's a phenomenal character study to be taken through and connecting with a character for us as a viewer, but then also introducing something with a completely different, big, larger energy. That is completely it's a shift and it stays with you, and that's why it's my favorite segment. And you brought it, and it was also emotional too. It was emotional. It was horrifying. It was also it was like a punch in the gut, and I felt it for him too.
And I thank you for acknowledging that and seeing that, only because I really did try to figure out where that change was going to be. And obviously there is that kind of, exposure where he discovers it. And so, the jig is up. I am this other person. But at the same time, I really tried to make it hot and cold, night and day, right and wrong, And so I appreciate you saying that and recognizing that, because I really worked on it very, very hard. Very hard. I worked on it very hard. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
You'll always
So
be my favorite Lilith.
he's a
And
little biased, but I'll take it.
so it goes
All
without saying
right.
that these are also on my secret list too, probably.
Yes, of course.
Lilith.
Okay. Of course.
My number three is a
No.
film.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
three. No, you're right. It's
Number
three. It's
three.
three. It's
Okay.
three. It's three.
So we're getting up there with these films. And there's a movie I directed called Prost. And
Woo!
so three is an award-winning film. We won a bunch of
Yes.
awards for it. I
Yes.
cast you as the
Yes.
Jane, obviously, and it's a two-character piece. You and I are simply getting to act together in a piece that called Prost. Again, your performance. Like we were just talking about Lilith and your transformation with that. You transform into a completely different character here, and taking us through the hills and valleys of it, of your condition, because your character is chronically ill,
Mm-hmm.
and we discover that right away. It's no secret, but but there is a secret. And these two characters are holding secrets from one another. They're also best friends, and so I felt like it was a game of cat and mouse, but it was a discovery. It was an exploration as actors, but also as best friends, and also holding each other through this exercise that happened to be filmed, and beautifully shot by Richard Aguirre. I think we won a total of 9 awards for this. It wasn't it 9? 8 or 9
Maybe.
awards for this. We couldn't even hold them all. But this film is it moves people, and it moves me every time I see it. I don't watch it all the time because I like, it always affects me.
It's deep. It's very deep. It affects me too, only because I think when are you going to release it anytime soon?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. We talked about this.
We did talk about this. I think you should release it, because I think it's a very
Yeah.
fascinating thing for people to see, because they know our friendship, they know our dynamic. But what we go through in that film is so dark and it's so dreary. And we really are relying on one another to move that film along. And I think it would show a huge different side of you and your performance and your acting and, the embodiment of the character. And then as far as me, I feel the same. I feel like it was such a challenge. I also remember getting the script like a week before or a couple days before, and I was doing something else. I was filming something else. I was also very sick. I think we were in the middle of body count and I was sick. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to memorize this. And then I think I had to work the next day. So we shot all of my scenes first, and then you shot your scenes without me. So that's a huge, huge compliment to you, you know, moving that performance along, because you didn't have me there to rely on for a reaction or whatever. And that's tough as an actor, for sure.
It's well, thank you for that compliment. I'll receive that. But what makes it easy, what the secret sauce is that your energy remained, right. So
Mm,
we brought the synergy that remained after you left. An actor, you know, can only pick up the next ball that's tossed. But if there's no ball that's tossed, or if it's tossed over there but not to you, it can be very, very difficult. And hopefully, I mean, you have a good director that's still able to kind of oversee and find this connective tissue. But you gave me such a gift with your performance. And you know, I think KJ mentioned this when she was on our podcast about one of the best like working experiences that she had on a film, where I, I don't know if she might have been talking about Final Girl, but what she says, when the other actor who's acting alongside you is not on camera, but they're giving you so much,
yes.
it's the best like compliment ever, or that you're able to give that to them because you're a team. You're a
Hmm.
team. So yeah, so when you left, I wasn't lost. Like I knew, you know, I knew exactly like what you gave, because it was ever so present. Ever so present. And you gave. You gave. It was giving. And I mean, to the point where I'm like, we need to make a whole movie with Jane, just the character
Oof.
Jane. All right, I'm
Oof.
putting this movie out. Putting it out.
Do it. Let's write
Click on
it.
it,
Let's
everyone.
write
Please
it. Let's
watch
get
it.
it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't be sorry. You won't be sorry. It's definitely
Yeah.
a an adventure for like 9 minutes or something, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a whole thing. Whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This is fun.
I
This is a
know.
lot of fun.
I know. All right, should we move to number two?
Oh, yes. Yes. Number two.
My number two is Irrational Fear.
Mm, mm, mm.
I feel badly talking about it again because I know we did a whole episode of it, but it is still one of the most memorable, wonderful times of my life. And I just I just have so much love and respect for that whole crew, that whole team. Um, you know, we were a family and we were dysfunctional on camera, but off camera, we all like were happy and loved one another. And again, support and love and
Truly.
creativity. And, you know, James McCarthy always shows up every time I got an Indiegogo. I mean, still supportive to this day. Caleb Shorey always showing up, you know, just showing up in socials and everything like that. It's just really lovely to always see these wonderful names from our past like pop up, and Katie Gladwell, and yeah, everybody. They just make me happy. So yeah.
Oh my God, I'm feeling it right now, friend. This is a lot of fun, and I'm also feeling really joyful as you're talking about it too.
Yeah.
Um, because there is something about getting to film away from LA, or away from,
Yeah.
or plucking people out of their environment and putting them somewhere else. And in this case, it was Wisconsin, at a
Mm-hmm.
lake house that we were all staying at. And we shared obviously the story of our friendship, our budding friendship there, what started it all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and it was just like, oh, we're eating breakfast together, everybody, and it's like, oh, we're also going to make a movie today.
It was like summer camp for sure. For
It
sure.
was. Did we not shoot it in the summer as well?
Um,
Yes,
I
I
think
feel
it
like
was
we
more,
did.
it was definitely more spring going into summer, but yes,
Mhm.
yes.
You're right. Probably
Yeah.
like April, right?
I
Like
want to
around
say it was
April
April.
time.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
weather was so beautiful. It was getting hot by like the end of it.
It was
I felt
perfect.
like
Yeah. And probably less bugs, even though there were tons of bugs.
there were so many bugs.
So
The sound guy was getting eaten up like crazy.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think he even
Yeah.
got some ticks. I think, and we all had to do the
The
tick check.
tick check. I didn't have any problems with the ticks, thank God. But oh God, the bugs.
I mean, I got ticks, but not those. I got other ticks.
Is that when you were killing everybody?
Oh God! Spoiler alert! You watch the trailer and you know, everybody. Oh, by the way, go check it out on Tubi. You play Kelly.
Yep.
Uh, did you do any research for that role? Did you? You always, this is a question that I don't think I don't ask a lot, but it's a question that gets asked to actors all the time. Is like,
Mhm.
did you draw from anything? Can you relate to the character in any way?
Yeah, my personal life. Kelly and I were pretty like on par. I mean, she was really obsessed with what she was eating and like her looks and her weight. And I mean, that's something that I struggle with like every day. And I don't want to say struggle because it's not like it's totally bad, but like, living in LA, there's always something. Somebody says one little thing and then you're like, oh, I got to go lose 10 pounds, or I got to figure out how I'm going to do this, or,
Mm-hmm.
it's, I don't ever really leave my apartment or anything without makeup on. So, I mean, I get it. Me and Kelly are like this, but I don't eat Twinkies in my car. I should though.
Well, with
I should
with
eat
with
Twinkies in my car.
with ooze, with goo,
Spoiler
with
alert,
black goo.
there's
Oh yeah,
goo.
I know. Spoiler alert. I'm like, it's in the trailer. No, it's not. I'm like, oh God. Well, but you bring up a good point, because that's also like, the movie's called Irrational Fear, and your character is volunteering to go to this wellness retreat with a psychiatrist to get over your irrational fear. However, all the things that you just mentioned right now, and especially right now, social media, these are kind of rational thought patterns, rational
Absolutely.
comparisons, because so many people are on that comparison cycle, that comparison hamster wheel, and we're getting inundated with all of the ways in which, if you are making progress towards, like, maybe accepting yourself a little bit more, in your skin, but then something pops on your feed. You're like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
dang, dang.
Or somebody says something. I mean, I did a red carpet one time and this one guy put a pig face underneath my pictures. I mean, tell me that that's not going to affect you.
Are
And I
you
was going
kidding me?
and I was going through some medical issues at the time too. So it's like,
Oh no.
it's tough. It's really tough. It's really tough putting yourself out there and then you get this feedback. I mean, you're going to get it regardless. It is what it is. But it always hits up like on the worst day, always on the worst day. And so it makes you be like, oh God, like, what am I going to do now or whatever? And so, yeah, it's always around us, always around us.
Mm. Well, friend, you're one of the strongest people that I know, and you're also so gorgeous and beautiful inside and out. And but also, what also makes you even more beautiful is your authenticity and your realness. To be able to talk about all of this stuff,
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
to just say,
Oh, hell yeah. I've got some
because some
cards in
people,
store. We'll talk
which
about that later once we
okay.
get through our list.
Oh, well, thank you for that number two. Was that number
Two.
two?
Yeah, number
Oh my
two.
God, it is well deserved to be number two. Oh man. Well, my number two is a movie I shot called Ugly Sweater Party, and
Mm.
it's a movie that I have to put it way up there, because not only did I star in the movie, but I produced the movie along with Hunter Johnson. Shout out to Hunter Johnson, also my co-star, and Aaron Mento, director and writer and editor of Ugly Sweater Party. Shout out to you, buddy. And because the reason it's number two, and we're talking about like our experiences, I did have a lot of fun making this movie. But we were in production for this movie and pre-production for this movie for like at least a year. So Ugly
Wow.
Sweater Party for me was honestly like a 2.5 year commitment. We didn't stop working on, I mean, promoting the film. This was back before. I mean, I don't think there was no Instagram Reels. There was no, I mean, this
No,
was 2016, 2015,
you
2016.
had Facebook because I found the
We were
casting notice for Facebook. Yeah.
yes, and so we any picture we would put it on Facebook. I mean, we hadn't even shot the movie yet, but we took pride every day in hyping every little logo, and that's how we used to do it. We did those Facebook campaigns, share, like our page, and that's what you had to do. And we hustled, and we would meet for coffee every week. We would be meeting with makeup artists. We would be meeting with the puppeteer. We would be meeting with, and we even did an ugly sweater making party, which the characters wear in the films. So we brought the cast together, we brought people together, we ordered pizza and played some music and said, let's design and make these sweaters. It was an entire production, and it has developed its own cult following within its
Cult
own right.
following. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it gets reviewed all the time. You will get tagged in a movie review because the movie is balls to the wall crazy. So I am gonna give a quick little synopsis since it's the number two. Two guys are on their way to an ugly sweater party, and one of the guys, me, puts on an ugly sweater that is possessed by a serial killer from a decade ago. And this is on Christmas Eve. They're on their way to a Christian Bible camp. All hell breaks loose. There is supernatural forces that are trying to infiltrate, and possess. There's also time loops and some crazy. Then we got to save Christmas. It's gory. It's bloody. It's non PC. It's a good time. You play Sister Nips. You're a nun in this movie, and I don't know which camp you're from, but maybe you are part. There's a lot of things in this movie that really have no explanation, and it's
No.
also part of what's cool about the movie. There's lasers. It is so much fun. Anytime we're doing a Blu-ray signing, anytime we're getting the cast together for something, I am there. Like, I am the biggest like advocate for this movie, because and Aaron, he wrote the part for me, and he wrote the part for Hunter, and so it was a trifecta of us, as a trio, kind of coming up, putting our blood, sweat, and tears into a feature film, hoping to get it out there. But along the way, I learned so much. We also shot it at an elevation of 8,000 feet on the top of a mountain in Idlewild. Try getting cast and crew there with no cell service, having to stand
I
get
remember I
out
had to
there.
like meet somebody at a gas station, or like that was like the last place that I would have cell service or something, and follow somebody up a mountain, or like call somebody there and then I drove up the mountain or something. I remember that. That was crazy.
We had so many people, like so many parts that were like, you want to come play? You want to be in the
Yeah.
movie? And like, we'll write a part for that. We'll write a part for that. It was a big undertaking, and we literally was summer camp. We slept there too. Um, and so yeah, I was grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, Aaron Mento. Thank you, Hunter Johnson. And I learned so much. And we had some challenges on that movie too, and we also made a documentary about the movie. So yeah, I have to say, Ugly Sweater Party is still in my blood. So I got to put it up way up there at number two. Go check it out, everybody.
Yes. Yes, you will not be sorry. Definitely
The
bananas.
movie there's a specific taste for it. So there's a palette for this movie. I used to think, I've since then stopped with the whole like, oh my God, you're going to love this. Oh my God, you're going to love this. Because I realized that not all things are for everybody. And the people that I thought were going to love something were like, I didn't dig it. I had to shut it off. It was too much. It was too much. Okay.
Oh, too
All right. So I
much.
realized, I just say, hey, I love it. Here's the premise. Are you into stuff like this? You're going to love it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. All right. We are about to move on to number one. And but I have a question for all of you before we get to number one. Are you subscribed to the Beyond the Body Count podcast right
Why are
now?
you not? You've had 54 minutes listening to us talk about subscribing and liking. What is going on? You haven't done
Thank you all so much. Your support means a lot to us. Keeps us going. It keeps us motivated. Thank you all for. Please comment below which one's your favorite movie if you've seen any of these, and which
it?
one sounds like something you want to watch. Comment
Ooh,
below. Got a link out there,
yes.
buddy. And also ask your questions too. Um, whew, let's take a
Drum
deep
roll.
breath. Drum roll. I know. I got to add that in the sound effects in the edit.
We're at number 1.
We are at number 1.
Spirit fingers. All
You
right.
know, I'm really starting to doubt your commitment to sparkle motion. I think it's
All right. The one and only. I kind of like merged 2 into 1.
okay, because I have honorable mentions. So
It
I'm
doesn't
gonna.
count because they are like coherent with one another.
All right, all right.
Okay, so mine is Malvolio, the Queen of Screams series and Body Count. Yes. Yes. And I don't think I need to go into such explanation, but I just think it's really fun that it's been going on 8 seasons and a horror anthology. This character has been a part of many other things, and it was something that I created that people really dug. And it was never supposed to go on this long. It was supposed to be a found footage fictional character that was supposed to die, and she's still living on. So here we are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I am. You should be so proud of yourself. What you created has taken on a life of its own, and It literally, it literally has taken on a life of its own. It's
Yeah.
like you had your baby, and then it started to walk, and now you're like, okay, it's doing its own thing. It's finding its own way. It's like while you're putting out content or creating the next thing, somebody else is finding it and is discovering it every single day. And 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 then the movie happened,
Yeah.
which ended up becoming part of your plan, and you ended up making that happen um, through through a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign, and
Numerous Indiegogo campaigns and oh, I almost called it a we transfer. It's not a we transfer. It's a um we give.
GoFundMe,
GoFundMe, GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Yes.
Oh, oh,
Wow.
oh
Did I
God.
tell you it's been a month? It's been a month.
No wonder people are discovering it. No wonder it's finding an audience
We're
and
transferring it everywhere.
everywhere. You get 2 GB for free, everybody, just so you know. And you've done so many episodes of Malvolia. You've also championed other filmmakers too, and I was about to ask what's next for you, but I feel like there's just some good news that you'll be sharing at some point.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, as someone who got to be on season 1,
Yeah.
I know I got to be on season 1, and then to our first Halloween special, which you look at the world now, 7 seasons later. And because the characters are so fleshed out, the world is so established, it looks as though like somebody new is like, oh, she had a plan all along. This was what it was always meant to be. But I remember doing the the first one, which we had so much fun with.
Yes.
And never did I dream the trajectory that it would go. Never did I
Hmm.
dream that season 2, that we would be moving on to an award-winning season 2 epic Halloween special. Um, in the coolest location ever, a darker feel. These characters that were supposed to die got brought back. Didn't see
Resurrected.
got resurrected. Malvolia then had minions. Everything new that happened always felt right. It's like which means that you trust your intuition, and your intuition's always right. It's right. You have a gut. You'll sometimes be like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing next, but it's like, but your gut knows, and you listen to it, you follow it, and you bring us along for the journey, and it ends up feeling so organic. And that's the cool thing, is you understand Malvolia so much, you created her. So when something doesn't feel organic or right, you know what doesn't fit. Or
Yeah.
if someone, like, if there's a director who's going to be coming on to direct an episode of the series, you know, and if their script or a writer's script isn't jiving, isn't, you have that conversation, because you understand that's like, oh, I like that script, but there's something off. There's something that doesn't fit the tone or the energy of it. And it's almost something that you can't really put into words. It's like it's living and breathing through you. So it can be, it's something, and that's the thing that can't be duplicated. It's like
I know.
you just know, and
Yeah.
that it always turns out to be magic, and it's not something that you can transfer to anybody. You just
I've tried. I've really tried, but it never works out very well. So yeah. I always have to do pretty much everything for it to make sense. But I will say this, I've had numerous people in my life, people that I've randomly met or really great friends, that have watched the series and always come back saying that was so fun to watch, because it always looks like you guys are having so much fun. And we are. We're always having so much fun. Only allowed to laugh, only allowed to have a good time whenever we're doing Malvolia. So,
number one rule.
yeah,
Number
number
one rule.
one rule.
And also, just shameless plug, everyone. Go watch Demonade.
I know, Demonade's so much fun. So much fun.
It's Because isn't that the question, though? It's like, Demonade is so much fun. Oh my
I
god.
think it is.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. It just took care of itself. It was just kind of kooky, and just like, we're like the Addams
Goofy.
family,
Yeah.
and really
Yeah.
silly and fun. And because, for a brand new person, and I'm sure you get this at the convention world, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'll follow you, I'll subscribe. Where should I start? You've got so many episodes, so many different seasons. And I know I would start them off with a Demonade.
The
I
current
would,
season. Yeah.
in the current season, like, for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
I
like,
always
where would
recommend
you have somebody?
I always recommend Halloween specials. I'm like, just go to the Halloween specials. They're a blast. And you can, if you watch them in order, you can see how we're connecting them and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. See who returns, who doesn't return. How their
See all
story
of our
goes
hair
on.
changes, our makeup, all of our.
My weight loss, my weight gain, my weight loss. Makeup changes. Yeah.
Well, in indie people, will be like, huh? Did they lose that location? It's like, people are gonna be like, oh wait, no, they still have that location. Good. It's like,
They're
you'll
still
see.
shooting there. Okay. Yeah.
Fun fact, about that, because yeah, it's a little indie filmmaker humor there. We tend to keep our locations. Um, but fun fact, talking about transmission, where we shot the Halloween special for season 3, I believe, or 4. The one with the crown, and Maria, that plays
It
your
was
mom, and
it was 2020, so season 4? Season 5?
season 4.
4?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
season 4.
Uh-huh.
That
Uh-huh.
one was transmission was shot there.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And little did we know we would be there again. Wait, did I already shoot? I already shot transmission. How did I know about this playhouse?
Because I shot there in in the February of 2020, and then we shot the Halloween special later on in the year. And
Okay, so
I knew about the location, and Robbie Diaz was like location manager of it and stuff.
that's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Great location.
Oh, great. It doesn't exist
Spooky
anymore.
too.
It doesn't exist anymore. They closed it down. I know.
Well, it looked like it was falling apart, which was perfect.
Oh,
Like for
yeah.
horror,
Yeah.
it looked
I
like,
I would have gone back there in a heartbeat if it was still up and running for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I would have risked, if somebody would have said, oh, no, we can't have you guys. This place we're literally demolishing it next week. It's dangerous. Also, like you could risk getting asbestos. I'm like, I'm
Let's
in.
do it.
I don't
Yeah.
care
Let's do it. Now.
now. Free. Yes. Only cost you your life.
And
Oh my god.
your soul.
Content. Oh man, our soul, our soul. Oh,
You could have shot a gallows there.
oh man, oh yeah, we could have totally. My God, this is fun.
I
Okay,
know.
can I say? I'm gonna say my number one real quick.
What's your number one?
And then I got my. I'm not gonna go in depth. Not too in depth with this one, but my number one is Irrational Fear.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's my number one. I just, God, I had a blast. I had a blast. Um, and it was a family. God, and I was a strict vegan at the time. I was
Yes, you were.
doing veganism regularly, and I was saying it, and it was true. But when I got there, and Hunter's grandparents were doing barbecue pork rib, pulled pork, and I smelled the smokiness. I was like,
There was cheese curds. How could you give up the cheese
cheese
curds?
curds. Well, also, 'cause, yeah, I'm lactose, and I'm like, I got a bunk here. I'm like,
Yeah, next to your roommate or your
next to my
bedmate.
roommate who I kicked on the bed. Yeah, I'm like, is it going to be that kind of a week? And but yeah, it was so much fun. Truly bonded with everybody. It truly was sad for me. Um, we did I remember, I'll never forget my final day there, and obviously the laughter with you, and my side hurt. But my final day with Baker, Chase Powell, and Katie Glidewell, we ended up finishing the movie together. It was so, like, so quiet in that house. There was barely anybody there anymore. And to think that we had so many people there at one point, and it was just loud, and it was a party, and as you all get killed off, or people get killed off, they leave and they get on a plane and they fly away. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
friends still, right? But we did the damn thing. We finished it. It created a tension, I think, between the three of us having to be in the space, and then with Hunter just directing us, and it was a very weird tension because there was no one left and it was us. And so not that there would have been distractions, but it put us all in this zone of,
Get it
like,
done.
yeah, like one of us has to survive this, and what's going to happen. So as an actor, one thing that I was always accused of, or criticized for, because I didn't have formal training until later on. My training was being on film sets, which for me, that was my training, and going from one horror film to the next horror film to the next horror film. And at that point, I'm like, I'd already done a lot of horror movies. So, but I knew to bring what I was bringing, but I would get criticized for being too big, being too much. I understand now that there is a level of, especially with close-ups, and there's framing, and there's ways to adjust performances, and I know how to do that now. But so it's always being dialed back, right? And I was always told, well, it's better to be big and then for them to bring you down than to be so low in energy, and for a director to have to bring you up. With Irrational Fear, Hunter had an idea of how he wanted Dr. Sanders to be. And if I was doing the most, he loved
Mm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it. Like, keep doing that. I'm like, okay. So I trusted him, but I hadn't been given criticism as I have been given before. like let's do a little less. And because he wasn't doing that, I was like, okay, I'm trusting that he likes this. I hope it isn't the most. I hope it's not too much, but so I got to just be really free on this film and go balls
Mm.
to the wall crazy and be unhinged. And it worked for this world.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. It's on Tubi. Go watch it, everybody. Go see Irrational Fear. All of the movies that we mentioned today will be in the description. Um, I have an honorable mention list that I'm just gonna read off right now. There'll be yes.
No,
Go
no, I'm
ahead.
listening. I'm listening. I'm
Oh
listening.
yes. So Apex Predators 2, The Spawning. We oh look, my thing is doing a thumbs up on it. Let me see if it's gonna do a heart. Yes,
Up.
I got the hearts right now.
Show
Yes.
up.
And we just had a blast. Like it was a blast. Um
It was.
it was a blast. I have to put that on the list because it was the most. It was the most. I was in Daisy Dukes. We were playing volleyball.
Volleyball.
And the volleyball tournament was, I think, the storyline. It was the B plot of the movie, but you were doing a lot of storyline. You were carrying them. You were doing like the video diary of this movie. This is the shark
Yeah.
movie, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. I got
Nothing.
nothing.
Okay. All
I
right.
got nothing.
And the next one I want to mention is Crust, uh, a killer sock movie. That one I had to add that to my list. Didn't make my top five, but because I couldn't put everything on the top five. Very proud of that movie, and of course, Transmission. I'm this this episode might also be sponsored by Transmission. Might also might also be a plug and a promo for Transmission.
Bring
June
it.
20, June
Yes.
24th is not that far away, everyone. Go download it. Go and every time you go download the movie and click on the information on IMDb, you'll be boosting her star, by the way. So go boost Jennifer Nagle's, boost my star.
And
I'm also in
yours.
Transmission
Yeah, and
as
yours.
well.
Yeah.
And yeah, go see it, everybody. It's like I say, A24 level of weirdness, of dark. It's dark. It's also a puzzle. It's also uh you don't know how it's going to fit together, and when it finally does fit together, you still are wondering why it, but you accept it. It's very cool, very strange, and it's right up there with the movies that I love. It's everything I love. So go see Transmission, everyone.
I don't
And
think I was
yeah.
ever given the full script, so therefore I really don't know what's going on.
Oh, you're in
Yeah.
for a wild ride. It is so wild. It is so wild, and I really hope that it wins an award for editing. I really hope that Richard Aguirre gets that award. I don't know if he was the only editor on the movie, but I know he did. He did edit the movie. I hope he gets the editing on this movie is spectacular. It was a tall order.
Mm.
It was a tall order. There is, gosh, we'll talk. We'll talk. I don't say that often. Like
No.
obviously the performances are amazing. The performances in this movie are great, but the editing on this movie, this is a movie you cannot make. This movie is unable to be made without the editing. The editing is what makes the movie is what makes the movie. So, anyways,
Mm.
that's my plug, everybody. Go see Transmission on June 24th. We'll be plugging it along the way, I'm sure. And yeah, how should we wrap this, Fred?
Were we gonna do the reviews, or should we save that for another time?
Oh my God, you
Because
decide.
we're already at an hour and 13 minutes. So maybe we
All
should save
right.
it.
We'll save it
Yeah.
for next time. We're going to
Okay.
review our movies.
We'll have some surprises for you next time. Yeah. Because we could even get a couple more. We can really delve deep in what people have talked about our movies and how they've talked about our movies and what they've said about us. So,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah. We're not above that. Not on
No,
this podcast.
no.
We're not
I
above
would
no.
would love to call people out, so.
Oh my God, can we?
Yeah, I will be. I will
Okay.
be.
I will be so
Yeah.
spicy because some of this is uncalled for, but it's funny and I can laugh at myself, but also, mm-mm,
Is that really necessary? Is it
mm-mm.
really necessary?
We
Yeah.
see each other. We see each
Yes. Yes.
other. Well, we were happy to see all of you today.
Absolutely. Did you hit that subscribe button yet? Did you like it yet? Did you? I know you're going to do it right now, aren't you? We're watching you. We're watching.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.